Today on The Hookup, we're going to take a look at the cloud and discuss its many uses. And then we're going to determine if it's something that you should use in your smart home. If you're watching a video on my YouTube channel, you're probably at least a little familiar with the term the cloud. In computing, we use the term the cloud to describe a process that's completed on a remote computer rather than a local one. Unfortunately, the term is used to describe so many things these days that it's really difficult to know what your device is using that remote computer for. In this video, we're going to take a look at the 3 most common uses for the cloud and figure out what problems are being solved by using a remote computer instead of a local one. Let's start with the most common use of the cloud in smart home products: avoiding complex networking and routing. When you buy a smart plug, like one from Sonoff for instance, the setup process is usually really quick and painless. You install the app, which is eWeLink in that case, and you set up the device by giving it your Wi-Fi credentials and following the on-screen step-by-step instructions. And then you're all done. Now from anywhere in the world, you can press a button on your eWeLink app and turn on your smart plug. Magic. But it's not magic that makes the process so simple. It's the cloud. When you register with the eWeLink app, you create an entry on a remote eWeLink server that allows you to send commands from the phone app to the server. In this case, we would refer to that server as the eWeLink cloud. When you give the smart plug your Wi-Fi information, it uses that same internet connection to connect to the same eWeLink cloud. When you press a button in the app, it sends a message to the cloud telling it that you would like to turn that plug on. And then the plug, which is also connected to the cloud, sees the message and then sends a message back to the cloud that says it's on. That current state is then relayed to your phone, telling you that everything worked perfectly. Without the cloud, this interaction would be significantly more difficult. Our home routers are designed to allow outbound traffic, but significantly limit what types of traffic can come in. This functionality is called a firewall, and it's extremely important to have in order to protect your network from intrusion. So, to get through this firewall, you would need to specify a unique port for each different smart device in your house, and then use your router settings to forward inbound traffic on that port to the specific device. Then you would configure your phone app to communicate only on that specific port for that specific device. Not only that, but you also need to keep your phone updated with the current IP address of your house that's given to you by your internet provider, and that often changes regularly. In addition to making it significantly more difficult to set up your smart plug, it's also considered very bad practice to forward traffic to these devices because it could potentially allow a hacker to gain access to your home network if that device contained any exploitable bugs. In this case, using the cloud comes with some significant advantages. So why do people, including me, tell you to avoid the cloud whenever it's possible? First, by using the cloud, you introduce another point of failure to your smart home system. By looking at this diagram, you can see that an internet outage in my house or at the eWeLink server location will prevent me from being able to turn on my smart plug. A locally controlled device only needs the internal home network to remain functional. Second, since your plug is constantly communicating with a cloud server that's controlled by someone else, it's theoretically possible for a hacker to take control of that cloud server and issue the turn on command to any smart socket or device that's connected to it. For some, this might cause a minor inconvenience, but for others it could be much more severe, and it could even lead to a fire. The last drawback, and one that's alarmingly common, is when these cloud services are gone, your device may not work at all. Companies go out of business all the time. When it happens to a smart home company, their devices often become paperweights. Even worse, a company may decide that in order to continue to use their server, you must now pay a monthly fee for a service that was previously free. This leaves you with 2 less than great choices. You can either pay the fee, or you can lose all smart control of your product. By avoiding the cloud, you remain in complete control of your devices, and you won't have to worry about either of those situations. In order to achieve local control of your devices, it's often possible to use a local control hub like Home Assistant or OpenHAB to avoid the cloud. Some companies like Shelly offer the ability to use the local control instead of the cloud by simply clicking a button. while other apps like Casa from TP-Link and Tuya's Smart Life require intercepting the messages that would be sent to the cloud and then emulating a cloud server in your house. The good news is there are plenty of people who are smarter than me working on adding local control to these cloud devices every day. And most of the time they do a great job documenting how they did it, so you can do it too. Another very common use of the cloud is to provide extra computing power for complex tasks that need to be handled by small, inexpensive devices. Have you ever wondered why your Amazon Echo can understand every word that you say to it, but the only options for wake words are Echo, Amazon, Alexa, and computer? This is because speech recognition for those 4 words is processed on the device, but all other speech processing is handled remotely on the Amazon cloud. The same thing is true for Google Assistant with its OK Google and Hey Google commands. In order for Amazon to sell these devices at such low prices, they need to reduce the cost of components as much as possible. The Echo Dot only contains enough processing power to recognize those few wake words and then create a recording, and then it uploads that file to the cloud where it's processed remotely. This results in a significantly cheaper device than producing one that can handle all of the voice recognition locally. Similar cloud integrations are used with smart cameras like Nest, Ring, and Wisecam to do things like facial recognition and motion detection. In these cases, there isn't a great option for cutting out the cloud. You would need to either stop using the service or buy a much more expensive device, which may still give you unsatisfactory results. Products like Snips, for instance, aim to eliminate the cloud from voice control by running their software on a Raspberry Pi with a set of microphones. But it comes at the cost of only being able to recognize very specific phrases and not natural speech recognition like on an Echo Dot or on a Google Home. So why would you want to cut out the cloud anyways? Well, at the heart of it, you have a device with an array of microphones whose sole purpose is to upload audio from inside your house to the cloud. Amazon and Google are definitely doing something with this data, but it's hard to say what. They've been pretty adamant that they're only collecting audio after you say the wake word, and that data isn't being shared with anyone other than maybe third-party app developers who specifically use their skills. But it's pretty clear by the number of patents filed every year that this information is both powerful and valuable. So the future will tell. If you're not comfortable allowing Amazon or Google to store audio from your voice assistant, or worse, upload video from your Ring or Nest camera, you should avoid using these products. If there's any silver lining at all, it's that these companies are responsible for storing and securing the vast majority of data on the internet. And by this point, they're pretty good at it. If your camera is made by a smaller, less reputable company, you should be even more concerned about the security of your data. The last common use of the term the cloud is cloud storage, like Dropbox or Google Drive or OneDrive, and there's countless others. In these cases, you're backing up your files to an off-site server. The major upside to these services is that these companies are orders of magnitude better than you at preventing data loss. And that means that your family photos and irreplaceable documents will be safe forever. But it comes at the cost of storing these photos on a remote server. Unlike your voice recordings, it's unlikely that these companies are using your files to gather data about you and sell you things other than photo printing services. But I guess anything's possible. Hopefully, this video has given you a better understanding of some of the most common types of cloud integration and explained why there's no one good answer to the question, should I use the cloud? This video is a primer for another video that I'm working on about smart home security, where I'll be consulting with a former student of mine who is an active member of the University of Central Florida's hacking team, where we'll determine the largest security threats in your home and the best ways to avoid being hacked. Thank you to all my patrons over at Patreon for supporting this channel and allowing me to make videos like this one that aren't monetized using affiliate links. That being said, if you'd like to buy your very own Amazon Spy device, you can check out the links in the description. I personally have an Amazon Spy device in every room in my house. Hi Amazon. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.